Alright guys, we are into game. This is Sniper Worm.
And this is the General.
And this is game 1 of the set. Everybody get ready because this should be a wild one. This is, we're looking at right now Final Boss and Co in the purple. And on the blue team, who is also heading out to their side of the jungle, is We Can Twerk. So this is winners semis, so this is pretty important.
Oh, those are some interesting items coming out in bottom lane. We got the double Doran's Blade, but we got, an invade going on. 5-man invade. Nobody in Tribush. Thresh probably just caught a glimpse of... Oh, no! Dark Binding misses. Everything misses. We're okay. We're just going to walk away. I was thinking Thresh might have caught a glimpse of somebody as soon as he entered that Tribe Rush. Looks like everybody will break it up. No invade's going to happen now. But as I was saying, we got the Doran shield on Thresh, so he can be a lot tankier in lane and harass. Whereas Morgana went with the... forgot the name of that. The Spell
Thief's Edge.
Yeah, Spell Thief's Edge. So Morgana going to get more gold in lane.
That's actually a very interesting item to pick.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, with Spell Thief's Edge, Ward, and Potion.
Because that item gives you... I mean, it's good for Morgana once you get the level 2. But the level 1 one procs off auto attacks, which will be pretty hard to come by, I would think.
Yeah, getting into auto attack range on Thresh probably isn't the best idea, seeing as he'll try and pull you into death. But here we go, everybody getting the leashes, and everybody just starting to lane, and Ziggs throwing crap everywhere. Standard Ziggs play.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one for Ahri at the beginning. So, but if she can survive that till 6, she will definitely have a lot of kill potential onto Ziggs.
It'll just be interesting. Bottom lane's doing what they do best, trying to shove each other into the tower to get the level 2 first. And there's a little bit of brawling going on. Top Shyvana took the E first, the fireball.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have taken Burnout first. But yeah, this will be very interesting. A little bit of harass going on for Thresh, and Lucian and purple team does hit level 2 first, but the immediate level 2 right back. So not much else to speak of. The action will happen as soon as Pantheon and Lee Sin clear their buffs. So Renekton's going down to ward against Pantheon, whereas Lee Sin looks like he's just content to farm and try to level up.
Although it definitely looks like Pantheon's doing the same.
Yeah, Pantheon trying to farm. Very interesting, seeing as Pantheon's clear is not very good, as indicated by the CS on the junglers. Lee Sin is ahead by one entire camp. And not much else to speak of, everybody just doing their laning. Oh, Renekton taking unnecessary tower hits. That could be really bad.
Yeah, that kind of evens up the lane.
Yeah, that evens up the lane, and that's really bad because Shyvana is supposed to get dumpster pretty hard in the early levels. It's not until way later. Oh, there's Morgana going for some lane presence right there. And it looks like he'll get most of that CS. Here comes the gank on mid. He's out of the bush.
Very interesting tactic.
Oh no, the meeting of the junglers. He's going to dodge. Yeah, he dodges just fine. So now both of them will back off, and the ward going down in the river. Meanwhile, in top, Renekton and Shyvana kind of just doing their thing. Shyvana eating skills, but farming up. Not too far behind in CS, especially with a few more creeps to farm at the tower. Whew. But again, in mid, Ahri being bullied by Ziggs. Well, to be fair, Ziggs' mana is getting kind of low. But here comes Pantheon to bottom lane, as well as Lee Sin. So this could be really bad. That could be Thresh getting popped. Oh no, there's an exhaust going down on Pantheon. Big plays. Oh, and that's a hook onto Yellow Paco. Puts on the black shield, but eats way too much damage and will give it the first blood.
Ooh,
oh no, and it looks like Caitlyn might... Okay, Caitlyn will go down the barrier and the Lee Sin W going off. So that's going to be A well-earned first blood for Lucian, along with red buff, I believe. Oh, no. No red buff.
Yeah, because he killed the support.
Yeah, he killed the support. Sorry. But Lee Sin will get out of there, retain his buffs. But that is bad news for bottom lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, Morgana stuck around a bit too long, thinking that maybe they could pull something out of that.
And then she ate the hook, and that was kind of it. So,
And then she kind of stuck around, and Lucian bursted her down instead of her just leaving.
yeah, so not so hot for the purple team right now. Lucian probably pushing out and going back to spend his gold. So Pantheon will go back and buy exact same items as Lee Sin. But Lee Sin is the superior farmer, so he should pull away in CS in a bit if he decides to farm until 6. Ping going down in top lane, probably pinging that Renekton may have put his ward down. But not much else happening around the map. Anyway, let's go into the team comps. Team fights looks like purple team will probably want to poke them down with the Ziggs and then try to land a binding with Morgana maybe to initiate the fight. But there's not really any form of initiation on the purple team.
Yeah, their initiation, aside from like a random binding, is very weak. As well as their actual ability to just straight up stand and team fight isn't very strong either.
Yeah, it looks like they're really going to have to poke super hard before they go in. But Shyvana getting really low under that tower. It looks like Metal Chocobo was thinking about coming up to dive. But with that Dragon's Descent, he second guessed himself. And Shyvana did not get any of that CS, unfortunately. And we'll put her in a pretty big deficit, 9 creeps. It'll probably keep increasing.
Yeah.
So Pantheon will probably try to get 6 before he helps top lane.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to help his solo laners. Both of them are behind, so they need a little bit of help.
The initiation potential for blue team, however, is still not the greatest, but that man drop along with Ahri and Shyvana diving in, it's going to make for a pretty decent initiation. And if Thresh can land the hook, then that's a free box, and that's pretty much a free kill on whoever's stuck in there if they don't have flash. But everybody just pushing out. Renekton's going to push it out, go down to ward, maybe go back and buy.
Now Renekton was like, hey, where did Ahri go? I might want to go put this ward down.
Puts the ward down, says, oh, no one's here. Back to top lane. But Shyvana going back, especially with the wave at her turret. I don't think she can afford to do that. Yeah, forced to stay. Interestingly enough, Pantheon takes a second blue.
Okay, well, he's definitely going to ultimate out of base after he recalls then.
Yep, and the ping's going down. Shyvana says, I need assistance, and Ahri says, okay, here I come. But Renekton will back off as Ahri is spotted by the ward. And because purple team decided to try and freeze the wave at their tower, Lucian and Thresh go and farm the double golems. And we're back to everything as usual. Just farming it up, trading harass. Oh, there's that tower shot again. And it should be noted that Renekton started with Doran's blade, not the shield.
Yeah, that's a good pick if you're planning to be really aggressive, which obviously he has been.
Yep. And there's that.
Okay, that was pretty. I don't know what he was thinking would come of that, but okay.
There's that binding on Thresh. Oh, here comes the man drop.
No black shield available.
Oh, no black shield available.
Just killing.
And Caitlyn will probably go down. There she goes, and there's a lot of fighting up here. There's a dive on bottom lane. And that's going to be the 2 for 0 in bottom versus the 1 for 0 in top. I'm not sure who's going to get the better trade. Top lane will probably try to push down the tower with Lee Sin, since they'll have to trade it for Dragon.
Yeah. The blue pings immediately go down onto Dragon after that.
So all in all, it's probably in favor of blue team, just because they get more gold out of it.
Although Ziggs did get a bunch of damage on the mid tower, though.
Yeah, Ziggs does trade a bunch of turret damage. But turret's still alive, so doesn't really count for anything until the tower actually goes down. Looks like Lucian and Thresh will push this last wave before they go back to spend their well-earned gold. So that was pretty key with Pantheon using that man drop while he's still at the blue buff.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to use it much earlier than he would have without it. So hopefully he'll donate that next blue buff to Ahri who could really use it. It's probably really needed in this matchup.
And you can see her CS is just way below Ziggs. Because Ziggs is just sitting around farming as Ziggs often does. Whereas Ahri's been trying to roam around making plays.
I also find it interesting that Ahri went for the Fiendish Codex first instead of the Chalice.
Well, because she's going DFG. She's not going Grail.
Well, either way, very interesting. Lee Sin...
Ooh, the wave clear.
At the Tiamat wave clear. Lee Sin, slightly behind the Pantheon because he got those 3 assists. Whereas he has a Lizard Elder, Pantheon has Lizard Elder plus the Longsword and Boots above him. So that could make a pretty big difference in the ganks right there. And Caitlyn going back and getting the Berserker's Greaves along with the Vamp Scepter, whereas Lucian has gone straight up for the Bloodthirster.
Yeah, she actually had the Greaves before to his beat.
So this is very interesting, I guess, trying to push with faster attack speed.
Well, Berserker Greaves are always good on Caitlyn because...
Well, to get your passive up.
Yeah, because, well, not just to get your passive up, but it allows you that extra movement speed to get in those extra shots on people.
Well, either way, they know Thresh isn't there because he just cleared a ward near the Wraith and Red with that pink ward. So Morgana decided to move up and see if he could catch Lucian. But Lucian playing it safe, staying behind the creeps, and there's going to be a binding on top of on Thresh. Oh no!
There.
Yeah, at least.
But is it too late?
Is it too little, too late? Oh, here comes the man drop. This is really bad. Is that Morgana going down? Oh, he flashes. But the box catching Caitlyn and Lee Sin, and the culling will go down and kill Caitlyn. It's a big kill right there on Lee Sin as well. So it's going to be a 2-for-0 on the counter gang. Oh no! So they went for the 3-for-1 instead of the 2-for-0. So little balls deep right there, but they still come out 2 kills ahead. It was a support for the support, so not the worst trade in the world.
Thresh actually didn't have to die.
Oh, Damas. Could this be a mistake? The tower's going to kill him, so they will trade. And that's pretty big right there. Shyvana needed that gold, but on the same token, Renekton gets more gold into his pockets, finishes the Ravenous Hydra and his boots.
I definitely agree with that play by Renekton because right now your bot lane is getting dumpstered. You're not going to win by being a little stronger than the enemy top.
Yep, you just need to go all the way.
Yeah, you got to get more gold to be able to compete with the rich enemy bot lane.
But Ziggs getting his blue buff, and now he'll be a really happy camper, can spam all his spells with that Holy Grail plus blue buff mana regen.
So that's second blue for him.
Whereas blue is still up for the blue team, excuse me. And we'll see if it gets donated off to Ahri or will Pantheon take it. So we got some warding going down near the blue by Morgana. Looks like they're going to try and steal it away.
Yeah, definitely some focus going to come down because they see neither Pantheon nor Ahri have the blue.
Yeah, and there are some deep wards there, so they know Pantheon's headed to the blue. But it looks like they'll call the jungler and their laners back. Looks like there will be no attempt on the blue.
That's probably wise because they weren't sure where Lucian is, but Caitlyn's all the way on the bottom.
Yep, and it's always dangerous seeing as Lucian is the one that's fed.
Yeah, so he could have easily been walking up to mid, getting ready to fight.
And Renekton will just say, hey, stop hitting my creeps. He's going to shove Shyvana away. That Ravenous Hydra did so much work for him. Oh, Deanbot taking tons of damage right there. Oh, eating another bomb. He needs to be careful. Ooh. Hooray, victory for Morgana. Was that the Mega Infernal Bomb? Yeah, just went off, tried to kill Ahri. And there's a nice Dark Binding onto Pantheon. So nothing will really come of that. Pantheon will just walk away. Morgana will not be able to catch Pantheon because she only has level 1 boots. And Pantheon is just faster with his base speed.
Purple team smells a free mid tower.
Yep, and it certainly will be a free tower seeing as no one's there. So good rotation by purple team. Next objective will probably be bottom tower as well. And probably the dragon right after. But Shyvana trying to do work on that top turret, but no damage item to help her take it down faster. Just that Sunfire Cape. So looking at the items across the board, we got Lucian with that Phage Boots 1 and Bloodthirster to Caitlyn's BF Sword. Vamp Scepter and Berserker's Boots. So Lucian, oh no, here's a fight breaking out. Shyvana getting tons of damage onto her, but we'll probably just drag his sent away. Ahri has to flash, but still goes down because Zig's passive. Box going down. No one else will die, but that's definitely a free dragon.
Yeah, and bad stuff happening for the blue team because right now Ziggs is huge. He's just been able to just sit there and free farm the mid all game. No pressure at all from Ahri or Pantheon.
Yep, so final boss and company making all the right rotations and all the right moves. Getting themselves back into the game. They were behind by a little bit of gold, but now the gold is even. It's pretty much Lucian with all of the team's goals being 4-0-1.
Yep.
So he really needs to put in work to carry his team right now. And Thresh going up, being aggressive, but nothing will come of a hook because if he goes in, that's probably going to be death. So here comes the Lucian burst.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it takes off a good chunk of Takeji's life, half of it. And Caitlyn looks content to just freeze the wave, catch up and farm. And she really does need it because she is behind by a good margin, 36 CS. And it's just so hard to take towers against the Ziggs. All his skills doing AoE damage and it just melts the minions. There's not really anything you can do about it. But they just set up their 3-man line right there, just content to stare at each other. That tower being the do not pass go line right there.
Instead of standing there, they should have rotated top. That would have been free.
But it looks like they're going to try and put some pressure on the mid tower. But not much happening. They're going to start a fight right here. Dominus being used. Ahri using Spirit Rush. The binding goes down, finds nobody. And that'll just be a free kill on Renekton.
Yeah, good kiting back. That shows the mobility of the blue team. Because, yeah, purple team basically moves with lead shoes on. It's really tough for them to get in.
They can't get in, and Smart Shyvana choosing to have some of the creeps denied by the tower while she farms behind it. She'll probably try and take the golems. Lee Sin does spot Shyvana out though. But doesn't really care.
He's definitely more interested in those lane creeps.
Yeah, more interested in lane creeps, and he does have smite. Well, it's not up, but Shyvana doesn't know that. So now we look at the items yet again. Looks like Lucian hasn't gone back to buy it. Probably waiting to get the gold to finish his Trinity. We should look at bottom lane, though. He is about to get ganked by 2 people. But he has no wards up, so it's very dangerous for him to be farming so far up. I thought Caitlyn and Morgana were going to jump on him right there.
I think he's probably feeling pretty confident. He's like, well, I see Renekton in top. Ziggs is probably somewhere near mid. I'm probably okay if the bot lane comes.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the mobility, and he is pretty strong. I'm not sure if he's 2v1 strong enough, but...
But, I mean, all he has to do is not get hit by the binding, and he can just easily get away. So, that's probably what he's thinking.
And those are some boots I don't see too often. Morgana getting the boots of swiftness. Very interesting. Oh, a flash hook, but he misses. It's a big cooldown down right there for the blue team. Oh no, once again, Spirit Rush being forced out of Deanbot by Ziggs, just throwing the Mega Infernal Bomb. And things not looking so hot for the blue team. They still retain a gold lead, but with the way they're playing like they're behind right now.
Oh, damage.
Big damage from Ziggs. And they do know the ward is there. Everybody's home. And Pantheon says, I am out of here. You can have that debuff.
I just wanted the ward. Take it easy.
So things really not looking good now. Ahri being denied nearly all the blue buffs.
Yeah, she hasn't gotten a single one.
So things are not looking on the up and up for Ari, as you can tell by the CS, 138, 139 to 209. Huge margin. And with the lack of pressure by Pantheon going into the mid game, his team will probably just fall further behind. Like, they are ahead, but that gold lead is slowly shrinking.
They need to try to force them into a bad spot. Try to catch them rotating into a bad area.
Right now, they're still kind of playing like they're still laning. Like, bot lane is still bot, top lane is still top. They really need to try and group up and fight.
Oh, but they know Morgana's there. That's not a good place to be. Ooh, that. Oh.
Yeah, so that's not good. They will not catch out Morgana. They'll lose 100 gold right there in the form of pink ward. And there's not much else to say. Purple team just having the superior communication and rotations.
Yeah, like, blue team really needs to try to make a play here.
Yeah, you know you're slightly ahead or it's even. You need to make things tilt in your favor right now. Like, now is not the time to just sit back and farm. Like, you do scale, but so does the purple team. Ziggs and Caitlyn scale pretty good. Scale pretty well into the late game. And Shyvana getting a lot of damage dealt to her. Gonna have to back. Next wave will probably go into the tower. No, she chooses not to back. So this is very interesting. Ziggs they're gonna try and chase down Ziggs, but it's not really possible with that team. And they're just gonna go back to the neutral game in mid, which is just gonna be Ziggs clearing the wave and blue team just kind of sitting there twiddling their thumbs.
It's really important that blue team gets a favorable fight soon, because Ari, who's already incredibly behind, ooh, good try, is invested some money in a blue elixir.
Yeah, so they really need to fight for this dragon. And they really need to fight now, while Renekton isn't there.
Although their team is even farther. I don't know.
So here comes a man drop. They're going to try and see it. Oh, Thresh goes in and puts up the box, but only catches Lee Sin with it. And Lee Sin goes down to Thresh. There's a big fight in the back line right there. Shyvana goes in hard, gets a kill. The calling coming out. They're going to sacrifice Jay Honey right there. And it looks like Renekton and Ziggs will get away. Oh no, Ari coming in from the side. The burst going down, the flash. And it looks like Renekton is going to try and solo the AD carry, but it doesn't work out. And that's going to be a pretty clean ace. They do drop 2 people, but a very good fight nonetheless. 5 for 2.
Yeah, and the story of that fight is that the huge Lucian basically untouched that fight.
Yeah, basically untouched, and when Renekton tried to fight him, Lucian fought back and like really destroyed him because of his lack of defensive items.
Yeah, because he went that Hydra first, he has to get on top of Lucian to be able to beat him. But Lucian with so much damage and the lifesteal, it's like you can't even really dent him.
Yeah, he went with the Trinity Bloodthirster. He already had those during that fight, and that's when he really hits his power spike. Yeah. Because of that Trinity Sheen proc burst, you just can't go in on him solo, especially as Glass Renekton.
But yeah, luckily, purple team did pick up the dragon right before that fight.
Yeah, so that fight didn't hurt as much, but it still hurt a lot.
Oh, hello.
Because that was a 5 for 2, and oh, Morgana in the wrong part of town misses the Dark Binding. That's not good. But no one is there to assist, and Morgana will get away for free. Never mind. Black Shield coming out. Lots of damage taken, and it looks like Morgana will go down right here. So that was a wasted flash.
That was another not too good flash.
Yeah, wasted flash. They have the 5 versus 4 power play. They don't really have anything to push right now, though. They've already taken all of the outer turrets.
Yeah, with Spirit Rush down, they're probably not going to look to actually force anything. They're probably just going to shove up.
Yeah, shove all the waves out. Go back. Get your items. Oh, Shyvana in the wrong part of town this time. And it looks like she will go down. Takes 3 people to take her down, though. But overall, much better trade because they got the assist gold.
Now, very interesting that she didn't even bother trying to escape over the wall with Dragon's Descent.
Yeah, she ran down to avoid the bomb and wanted to Dragon's Descent, but probably wasn't sure how far away or how far it would reach.
Well, I mean, when she got caught in the race, I'm so surprised she just didn't jump over the wall back into mid lane and run away.
Well, either way, a kill is a kill. And looking at the farm, Ahri has fallen even further behind. It was a 70 CS margin, it's now 85.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna keep happening like that because Zig's just so good at clearing waves.
Yeah, and Lucian is the one actually taking all the farm now because he is the strongest. Yeah, Ahri not really with a lane to farm and really can't afford to because they want to be a 5. Oh, looks like Ahri's going to try and get someone right here, but she is sitting on a ward. And it looks like they will choose not to pursue that because the rest of blue team was coming. But Shyvana just keeps pushing top, trying to catch up in CS. Doing a pretty good job. Was down about 15 before, now only down by about 8. So as long as the split push continues, it'll be very good for Shyvana. She'll pick up all the farm she needs, and she does outscale Renekton pretty handily. We also see the Tiamat coming out on Lee Sin, so it is going to be kind of glass Lee Sin. Like, he does have armor, but he doesn't have the health to be tanky.
Yeah, he's invested a lot of gold into offense. So he's going to be looking to be more of an assassin type of deal.
Yeah, but he needs to be careful because his team does need a tank. If he goes in and his team can't follow, he will probably just instantly die. So he's going to have to be diving buddies with Renekton.
Yeah, hopefully he can complete Giant's Belt soon because that'll be a big boost to his survivability.
But looking at the items, Ahri's so very far behind. Oh, little skirmish going on in top. But now that Shyvana has more health, a little bit of lifesteal, not going to care too much about the Renekton trying to poke her down. Looks like Renekton's going to come and have a look-see. He's going to take the small and the big. So he takes the golem camp for himself, and Shyvana just takes the lantern away. But yeah, the story is that bot lane and how Pantheon got it rolling. We got 3 completed items on Lucian versus the 1 completed item on Caitlyn. So blue team would be well behooved to try and force a fight and abuse that Lucian power spike. Like, this is going to be his power cap for a long time until he gets that IE.
They're definitely going to have to be careful though because with Lucian being all their gold,
yeah, they need to protect him.
If he gets beat up, fight's basically over. It's full retreat.
Yeah, whereas Zig's really big. Got 3 complete items versus just a DFG on Ahri. Yeah, that's not a good look between the mid laners. So Ahri will be looking to put some damage down, but cannot really assassinate anybody right now.
Yeah, we saw in that other skirmish that it took all 3 charges to take down Yellow Paco's Morgana.
Oi. Black Shield going down on Morgana, but the hook lands on Renekton. So the bot's going down. Big fight in the back line. Soul Shackles landing on 2 people. AoE going down everywhere, but the blue team is coming out way ahead in this fight. Lucian is basically untouched. And he just that power, he's taking everybody out. And that's going to be a 5-4-1 team fight. This is definitely going to be a mid-tower. So it looks like they're going to have 2-man the dragon. Looks like... Yeah, Lucian goes down. He didn't go untouched. I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, he was getting focused the whole fight by Renekton.
He's getting focused, but because of that, everybody else was free to unload whatever they wanted.
Yeah, because even though Renekton was trying to focus down Lucian, half the fight Lucian was killing other people still.
Yeah, Lucian was still just firing away with that lifesteal and all that damage. And once he did go down, everybody was so beat up that Ahri and Shyvana could clean up.
Yeah.
So, really not a good look for the purple team right there. What was a close game is now a 6k lead in favor of blue team. And the cooldowns should be coming up relatively soon on the key people. So Ahri, Shyvana, and Pantheon. Cooldowns should be coming up.
Yeah, I guess big story in that fight is both Lucian and Renekton used up their flash. So that seems like it'd be even, but it's actually not. because Lee Sin still has his flash. So if he were to dive with Renekton this time...
Yeah, it's bad news for Lucian.
Yeah,
He'll
Lucian
probably
would be
just
in
get
big
kicked into
trouble.
the team and die.
So yeah, this next fight could easily go the other way.
It's also pretty big because there was no usage of man drop for its damage or zoning. So that was just a straight up clean fight for the blue team. So now that Ari's got some gold, she does have the Lich Bane. She'll do a bit more damage, especially with the auto attack. Thresh getting find a good play to stop the slice, but he will go down. Ari just needs to leave. They have to sacrifice the support. Oh, but it doesn't look. Oh my goodness, the damage coming out from Lucian, and he walks away from the Mega Inferno Bomb. The Culling going down, and there's Renekton jumping on the AD carry. But by the same token, Ziggs going down as well, and that's going to be probably another 5 for 2 right here. The flash coming down for Shyvana will take out Lee Sin. Lucian trying to chase down Renekton, and it looks like Renekton will get away, but that's probably going to be the signal for the Baron.
Yeah, unfortunately, too many cooldowns used up on Thresh. Took too long to take him down.
Yeah, this is definitely a free Baron. Smite on for blue team. Purple team only with Renekton up, and he's too low to even try and do something about this. Now it comes down to the next team fight. As long as blue team keeps Lucian alive, that is pretty much a guaranteed inhibitor.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough for them to get to him now. With both divers flashes down, all their team really has to do is have Thresh sit on top of Lucian and make sure Renekton doesn't get too much free hits on him.
That's also kind of the big story. They started that fight, they blew a lot to get Thresh, and still, like, it just took too long, so they couldn't get to Lucian. And yeah, as you said, Lee Sin's flash is down, so now they really don't have a play on Lucian.
Purple team probably needs to ward up and try to catch someone in a rotation maybe. They probably don't want to fight until at least Renekton has his flash up to try to make a play.
Yeah, and they've seen the instantaneous burst from Lucian just melted people. It's just really not looking good. They do need to get the pick. And it's not just one, they need to get a lot of picks.
Yeah, and the real bad thing here is every successful fight for the blue team means that Ari's getting back into the game. So even if you manage to catch out Lucian, Ari's getting to the point where she could just pop whoever tries to kill him.
Yeah, it's getting there. Got another Need to See Large Rod. I would assume looking for the Death Cap, if not going for the Zonias, which would be an even bigger baiting mechanism.
I definitely feel like right now you go for the hat because all you care about is Lucian. You don't need to protect yourself because you're not getting focused. They want to kill Lucian.
Yeah. Your objective right now is you need to protect your gold, so Lucian, and if they're focusing you, that just means Lucian is not getting hit by stuff and he can unload. Ooh. So yeah, the Ziggs, since his wave clear is so good, eating up all of the CS, no one else really getting gold on the purple team. And there's a GA on Lucian, so this is going to make the next fight even harder.
Ooh, and purple team's in a tough spot. All the other lanes are shoving into them. This is a bad place to get stalemated.
Yeah, this is really bad, especially since that bottom wave is still building up.
Yeah, that wave's huge. That's like tower taking size.
Oh no, there's a hook. And there's a box going on the back line. And Renekton diving in on his own. Lucian making Swiss cheese out of Renekton right there with the culling. And that's a big dive on the back line. Guaranteed ace. And that's going to be a 5-for-0. Probably the inhibitor.
Yeah, and that's basically game.
Yeah, that's probably game. There's a surrender.
There's a surrender, they know.
So we got the big plays by Thresh to end the game right there. And it'll be 1-0 in favor of Weekend Twerk.